I'm glad to see you. Couldn't be happier. Knowledge permitting, I'll answer true. Well, I can't truthfully say no. A tool's use is down to the user, after all. The maker of a tool cannot enforce how it is used. Kitchen knives were not made to kill, but alas, that is how they are used on occasion. That's why I only give my inventions to those I can trust. It goes without saying, I mean people like you. Really? That would be great. Oh, it looks like you have quite the collection. Good work. I have a hunch you will be back again. Am I right?
There's a fair... You can practice gliding here. Why don't you give it a try? Okay, I'll get things ready. Good job. Did you get a good feel for riding the winds?
Have you been making? I'm glad to see you.
Really?
I have a hunch you will be back again. Am I right?
Ah. You again. Tell me, why were you with the outsiders at Kanagawa Post? The one who showed up at the US consulate. Ah. So that's why you were hand in glove with Harris. I accept that you have your own motivations, so I won't pry any further. But I can't overlook the fact that you worked as an outsider's stooge. If you want our trust, you'll have to earn it. The official's just ahead. As you showed up, I'm guessing you'll help me to deliver justice, right? Good. Then we depart at once. I'll fill you in on the way. Follow me. Our destination is the official's residence. He's a corrupt man who's grown fat by taking bribes from foreigners. He's especially close to the British and is constantly surrounded by a detail of their soldiers. The man's rotten to the core, and Japan will rot too if his kind are allowed to remain in power. The mere sight of him will awaken you to the righteousness of our cause. I'll let you know when I see him. There you are! Once they get this message, the other officials will think twice before taking any donations under the table. We've done a service to the people. Good work. You're prepared to risk life and limb for the sake of the Japanese people. Now that I've seen that, I can trust you. As of this moment, we are comrades in arms, in the truest sense. From now on, I'm willing to put my life on the line for you. I anticipate great things for us.
Over here! There's something I want to discuss. Remember when I told you I wish to study in America? Well, I've looked into it but have heard little back. But then I realized that the black ships docked in Yokohama. They must be laden with the latest books and other marvels from the West. I've made up my mind. The answer is to sneak aboard and borrow the things I need to further my education. I've given that a lot of thought. I thought I'd ask the assistance of someone who once did the same. Huh? Oh yes, very funny. Let me introduce you to him. This is Sawamura, a ninja of Iga.
I've seen you before. The Veiled Edge assassin who fought Perry aboard the Black Ship. Thanks to the fuss you kicked up, I was able to finish my mission.
Wait, you infiltrated the Black Ships as well? Well, I'm more confident than ever now there's two of you.
Mr. Fukuzawa translated the documents we stole from the ship. I owe him one. It will be easy to get aboard through the hold, just like the last time. I'll make my way to the deck and secure an escape route.
Sawamura has made all the necessary preparations. We can go anytime. So you will help us infiltrate the ship, won't you? I do have to make one important request. Remember, we're doing this for the sake of educating ourselves. I beg you, refrain from killing as best you can. Sawamura, over to you. Seems they're none the wiser. Let's keep moving. details the workings of a new type of steam engine. Can't wait to pore over this. Building a steam engine of this size requires incredible technology, not to mention a tremendous amount of iron and labor.
Prepare yourself!
Silent as a shadow. Mere blades don't stand a fighting chance against such cannons. If we're to survive, we must adopt the Westerners' ways. Never saw it coming. Quite a complex telescope, this. I must get Igashichi to examine it for me.
Someone there. Help me. Please.
Is he ill? It sounds like he's suffering.
Please bring the woman to me. A woman who knows poison. I just know she can cure me.
Tuberculosis. Looks like it's already spread from his lungs.
The poisoner. She knows how to cure me. The witch.
tuberculosis? Do they really know how to do that in America? He's gone. Let us leave him to rest in peace. Let's go. I think this is enough of a haul. Let's go and find Sawamura. Where's Sawamura gone to?
Fire at will! Don't let them escape!
Ambush! They knew it all along.
Sorry for the wait. I'm joining the fray.
Where have you been, Sawamura? We need you!
Shogunate spies, eh? Kindred spirits destined to be consigned to history. I'm afraid I can't go easy on you. Sorry I'm late. Things got a little dicey. But mission accomplished.
My deepest thanks, both of you. You've given me exactly what I wanted. I particularly appreciate your restraint in subduing those in your way. Aside from that last unavoidable bit of conflict, of course. Nevertheless, there is one thing in particular on my mind. I haven't been able to stop thinking about what we saw. Very perceptive. I'm no match for you. The sailor mentioned a poisoner who could cure him. Of course, he might well have been delirious in his final moments. But tuberculosis itself is not unlike a deadly poison. How could one use poison to cure it?
There are ancient ninja arts that counter one poison's effects with another's. Perhaps tuberculosis can be suppressed the same way.
Of course! The smallpox vaccine works the same way. My medical teacher developed it, you see. It uses a weakened version of the disease to protect against its full-blown form. Perhaps there's a similar treatment for tuberculosis. I wonder what other American medical advancements have we yet to learn. This only strengthens my resolve. I must go there no matter what. And I will return to Japan with a veritable treasure trove of knowledge. Even the cure for tuberculosis. I know it.
How are you faring?
I'm glad to see you. Couldn't be happier. Knowledge permitting, I'll answer true. They are based on designs by Ikansai Kunitomo. He was the greatest of his day. Among all his inventions, the finest were his astronomy devices. He based his telescopes on Western models, but they required perfectly unblemished mirrors, no impurities allowed. He overcame these flaws through sheer will and using some of his gunsmithing experience. He was truly impressive. I vow to live up to his name. Really? That would be great. Oh, it looks like you have quite the collection. Good work. What would you like me to work on? What would you like me to work on? What would you like me to work on? There you are. I was just telling Fukuzawa here everything.
You need a poison and its antidote, you say? I suppose the easiest poison to acquire would be that of the blowfish.
Very astute. Consumption ban be damned. Everyone's sneaking in a bite or two on the side.
I really don't know if this is a good idea. If I make the tiniest of mistakes formulating the concoction, you'll wind up dead.
That may be so, but I'm already risking my life standing up to those government goons. I've got to put it all on the line, you see? Ah, I suppose I should get you up to speed. See? The plan is... Those officials told me they'd have me beheaded. So I thought I'd go ahead and die before they get the chance.
Izuka will drop dead in front of them, then come back to life when the time is right. It's sure to work, as long as we handle the poison perfectly, I think.
Let's just see them try to make their threats to a dead man. Aha! This is brilliant! Even for me. Let's see then. First, we need some poison from a blowfish. Think you could wrangle some up for me? There's a place nearby that'll serve blowfish if you ask. They might have some poison to spare.
When you're done, just bring the poison to me.
Stay out of this!
Thank you so much for catching that rogue. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude.
Welcome, welcome! Just you signing today? Another brofish aficionado, eh? Sadly, we're all out, but so is everyone else. Some samurai families from Choshu bought all the brofish in the market. I suppose the quickest way would be to ask the people who bought them if you could have one. But that'll be tricky. Those folks from Choshu really like their brofish. But I won't stop you from trying. I heard they're having some sort of feast in Juniten Shrine, south of Kanai. Bet they want to indulge in all that brofish when nobody could see them. If all works out and you get yourself a brofish, bring it here so I can whip up something delicious.
Try to steal our hard-earned morsel, will you?
I've awaited your return. Do take care.
Oh, so you got yourself a blowfish? All right then. Let's make you something that'll make your taste buds dance. I'll just go prepare the fish. What? I thought you wanted to eat some blowfish. I can't just extract this poison and give it to you. That's far too dangerous. You're telling me you're not going to use it to kill someone? I suppose the fish's poison isn't that strong. All right. Take it. It's yours. And take the fresh too. It's blowfish after all. Can't let it go to waste. If you're done here, please take your fish and go.
Hey, I know you. You're the thief that stole my blowfish. I was going to feast on that blowfish today. You're not getting a single slice. Give it back. Now. Not the slightest hint of remorse, eh? Very well then. I'll have to make you give it back. Fall now. It's no use. What a shame.
Really know what else we can
Did you get your hands on some blowfish poison? Very nicely done. I suppose they don't get many requests for just the poisonous parts. Mr. Igashichi's a peculiar one, isn't he? Most people would quail at the prospect of poisoning themselves. I suppose he just doesn't want the government to interfere with his inventions, but one can't help but to be impressed by how much he's willing to put at stake. If you'll excuse me, I'll get started in the back. Just a moment. Sorry for the wait. This poison here is for Mr. Igashichi, and you can hold on to the antidote. It should, as I've weakened the poison's effects considerably. If all goes as planned, he'll just look dead, not actually be dead. Honestly, I'd rather he called off the whole affair, but he's clearly made up his mind. He should be back in the photographic studio by now. Do go and deliver what he needs.
I'm glad to see. Couldn't be happier. Knowledge permitting, I'll answer true. Oh, perhaps I've neglected to tell you. My plan is to produce every invention ever diagrammed by the first and second Igashichi. And though some of the schematics are incomplete, I believe that by utilizing Western clockwork mechanisms, I can complete most of them. Which is why I've relocated to Yokohama. I'll have more opportunities to see Western mechanisms in action here than anywhere else. Truly? Well, be my guest. Hello! Has Fukuzawa given you what I need? Splendid! We are going to use Fukuzawa's concoctions and the worthless gadget we collected from my storehouse to fool those government goons. They'll be waiting for me at the commissioner's office. If you're ready, I'll head over there right this instant. Are you up for it? Hurrah! Follow me.
Get away from me! Somebody help!
The moment is upon us. Once I drink this poison, it's all systems go. I'll head in alone first. I need to go about things as usual, or I'm liable to rouse suspicion. Wait until I've started showing them my useless inventions. Then, make your entrance. Understood? I'm ready. Should I go ahead and drink the poison? Well, that was revolting. But now we must act quickly. Here I go. In conclusion, if you use it precisely as I have explained, it could very well be a most formidable weapon.
We'll have to familiarize ourselves, but this could be very useful.
Who's this? My apologies. Just one of my assistants. I said they should come, but...
Hey! What's wrong with you? Mr. Fukuzawa! See to the man!
Of course, excuse me. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. This man is dead.
Oh! He's dead! He's really dead!
Quick! Someone take his invention and hide it somewhere. No one outside this group is to see
Yes,
it.
sir!
Here! You think too much. You are not leaving this place alive. Get them! Kill them now!
Could you have taken any longer? I just about saw my grandfather and great-grandfather waiting at the pearly gate.
Oh, thank goodness. I wasn't convinced the antidote would work, so I diluted the poison as best I could. I think you might have died if I hadn't. In any case, I am relieved you're safe. Please, never come to me with a request like this again.
Well, did my plan work? Really? It's not like I could see what happened. Being dead and all...
It all went fine. You appear to have convinced them of your death, at least.
Hurrah! Mission accomplished then. I suppose I'm now dead to the world, aren't I?
Thank goodness you're here. There's awful news. The Red Demon sentenced Master Showing to death. Then this will be quick. This is Fumi, Master Showing's younger sister. An official told her they're planning to execute her brother soon.
Please, help me save my brother. If we don't, he'll...
We cannot allow this to happen. We need to muster the troops and get Kasura to come up with some kind of plan. But first, we need to let Shinsaku and your husband know what's happening. They've been keeping their distance from Katsura, it seems. I'm talking about Genzoi. Fumi is married to him. The problem is finding Shinsaku. Who knows where he's loitering?
I'd say there's a good chance he's in Chinatown. I'll go and look for him there. If you wouldn't mind searching for my husband.
I'm not sure it's safe for Fumi to go alone. Shinsaku's associating with some unsavory sorts, I hear. Go after her and help her find Shinsaku. Leave Genzui to me. I'm counting on you.
It's you! Come this way. Thank you so much. I dread to think what might have happened. I heard there was someone who sounded like Shinsaku in the area. But then those thugs just surrounded me. No, I think you're likely to find Shinsaku up ahead. But I've heard he's been rather unruly of late. I thought me being there might make him less likely to act up. But I fear I will just be a burden to you. Will you go to Shinsaku in my stead? Thank you so much. Please, be careful. I'll be waiting at the Sakura Inn.
Let's begin.
It's time.
to behold.
覚悟 行くぞ来やがれ
まさか
こいつめ
おや
行くぞやってやる覚悟
So you decided to come. Nice work. Let's find out how lucky you are. You are good. I may have pushed it too far. I'm just getting warmed up.
Get over here!
Time to get serious. It's not over. You haven't truly been tested. Have you had enough fun? Well, I'm impressed. I guess you got more than just luck on your side. I've been putting together my militia. Isn't this the perfect place? The authorities won't suspect a thing. You came all this way to tell me that. And he's to be executed, right? That's not news to me. But are you sure you want to share that news with your enemies? I mean, you are working for the shogunate, aren't you? That's not something I can overlook. But what does that matter in the end? It would be a waste to kill you now. We are not done with each other, I'm afraid. So, Katsura and the others at the Sakura Inn, I'm sure. Come join us there. I'll buy you a drink. Hey! I know it's not the best time, but can we talk? Just the two of us. I think you've got something to say to me. Intimidating Fumi was a mistake. I will apologize to her next time. And take responsibility for their poor judgment. They might be a private militia brought together by a common desire. But there's more than a few bad apples in the bunch. Great, isn't it? I picked it up in Chinatown. It makes me feel like one of those heroes from the romance of the Three Kingdoms. Wouldn't last long trusting everyone so easily. But you are certainly a person of interest. I want to see what you do in the days to come. Really? Then, I suppose it's my turn to ask you the questions. But maybe let's go somewhere else first. I know a great place in Chinatown. Why don't we get a drink there and have a chat? Alright, follow me. I will show you the way. Let's be off. Hey, you ever been to a foreign country? I was in Shanghai once, but it looked more like England. The sight of it made my blood boil. That reminds me, I gave Sakamoto a pistol I got in Shanghai. I hope he's been putting it to good use. This place, I've seen. What a warm welcome. Brings smiles. Hey, old fella. What's the matter?
Mr. Takasugi, those underlings of the magistrate barged in again, claiming I haven't paid my tax.
This new magistrate seems like a real piece of work.
Some of the other merchants lost their honest business and turned to smuggling on behalf of government officials.
Smuggling? It's repulsive that the officials charged to protect the country have turned down such a dark path. As I thought, we cannot go on simply obeying the shogunate. The people must embrace their power to express their will. That's why I created the Kiheitai militia. I mean, where do you think this country is headed? Daring of you to boast such a dark assessment so casually. But you are right. Without action, a new dawn cannot rise on the nation. Well, I would say we should continue this over a drink. But I can't leave these things here as they are. The sake will taste better after we've taken care of those cricket pigs. That leaves just the temple. Let's do this! Calling this sorry lot paper tigers would be an insult to paper tigers.
I'll take you down on pepper.
That takes care of that. Now that those corrupt officials are taken care of, can you return the money and the goods they sold to their proper owners?
Shishe, Mr. Takasugi. You and your companions' deeds have opened my eyes. We must fight back for our communities ourselves. Which is why we would like to aid your Kihetai. We would like to possess the same power as you.
Great. That's music to my ears. Here's to us, both looked down upon by the powers that be. I just wanted to invite you for a drink, but still, you stuck around through all of that. I would have to make it up to you sometime. Oh, playing it cool, are we? Anyway, never a dull moment when you're around, my friend. Looks like we have a long road ahead of us.
So you managed to round up Shinsaku? I knew you could do it!
My husband arrived just a moment ago. I'm so relieved. Katsura should join us very soon. He's finding out all he can about my brother's situation.
Once everyone's here, we'll come up with a plan to save Master Shoin. I'm sure you'll have some ideas. That's what I want to hear.
Master Shoin is set to be executed soon. I've heard from several of my sources, and believe it to be true. I want everyone's ideas on what we should do.
The prison walls are unshakable. But what of the people inside?
What do you mean? What are you getting at?
Some of the girls are persuadable. We can use the Kiheitai to bring a few of them over to our side.
Shinsaku, our priority is saving Master Shoin's life. We simply don't have time for such games.
Do you have any better ideas?
Those pathetic officials are nothing to fear. I say we march in from the front.
Genius plan. Number 1 student.
Will you two give it a rest?
Roma, do you have any thoughts?
Indeed I do. There's a watchtower right by the prison. We could just climb it, then go swoosh right in.
How does one swoosh exactly?
What? You don't know how to swoosh? You know, have a swoop or take a glide.
What do you think? Perhaps you can offer us an impartial opinion.
I knew it. I knew you'd get it. And don't worry, I'll leave the swooshing up to you.
Very well. We will do as you suggest. All right then. Everyone, prepare yourselves.
I know I sounded pretty confident back there, but... Can you really do it? Swoosh, right in. I should have known. That's a relief. I always knew there was something about you. We're of the same mind, on the same page. Right then. A great man finishes what he started. And all that. Now head to that watchtower.
The watchtower ladder is broken. I need to fix it, but I'd appreciate a little help. I'm short of wood. Could you gather some for me? You went and got it for me. Thanks, this is just what I need. I'll soon have this finished.
Hey! What do you want? Sure, I'm game. What's on your mind? Well, it's the domain of the Mori family, made famous by the master schemer, Motonari Mori, in the Sengoku period. In Motonari's day, they governed 6 states as great daimyos, until it went down to 2 after the Tokugawa beat them at Sekigahara. In the 2 centuries since, their loyalty to the shogunate has only been skin deep. It's the only thing they have in common with Satsuma. Interesting question there, and not easy to answer. Well, I consider everyone from Choshu to be a true comrade. Kusaka, first and foremost. And I would trust him with my life. But, having said that, I wouldn't say we get along particularly well. I would say I get along with the Tosa guys, Sakamoto, and Nakaoka much better. The Yokohama Kiheitai was something of an experiment, to be frank. I'm thinking I will build a new militia back home. As always, any person with aspiration is welcome no matter their social status. But this time, they will be trained and equipped for Western-style warfare. The age of samurai won't last forever, and new Kiheitai would go a long way toward ending it. Now? Sure, not a problem. I was just thinking I've had my fill of idling about in gambling dens. And, I wasn't in the mood for the pleasure district either. Good thing you came along because I feel like a good conversation. Kusaka often leaves to practice his swordsmanship or the like, and gets utterly consumed by it. But I need to break up the monotony, keep things varied. Even in battle, I'm there wishing I could noodle the shamisen. Why don't you give it a go? Fighting isn't everything. We'll have more to talk about when you understand the finer things. Just give it a try, if you want to. Don't worry about playing well. You will understand in due course if you try. And with stuff like this, you can learn the theory. But that won't communicate the joy of playing. Don't overthink it, just go with your gut and let your fingers work. That'll lead you in the right direction. The arts of combat and performance have much in common. You will understand once you try. If you like to learn, I'll be glad to teach you. Even if it's just a once. I would love to hear what kind of melody you make. What do you want? You know your stuff. Really? All right, fine by me. Later then.
Ah, it's you. Let's have a little chat. No problem. I'm always happy to talk. I just posted a letter to my older sister. Have I ever told you about her? When I was a kid, I used to get bullied a lot for wetting the bed. It was always my sister who stood up for me. I'm forever grateful to her for helping me stop that bad habit. Our mother died young, so it was really my sister who raised me. What's your family like? Oh, you too, huh? Seems we both had good people around us. Well, it's our heart that tells us who our family is. Who cares if you're really related by blood? Do you remember Izo Okada? We share no blood ties, but there are times he's felt like my own counterpart. I know he sometimes takes things too far, but to me, he's one of the good guys. From here on out, you're going to be meeting all sorts of people. You're bound to get close to some of them. And before you know it, family. Who knows? Maybe it'll even happen to you and me. Let's have a little chat. Oh, I like this. Oh? What's that? I hope you have time, because it's as big as the ocean. But there are still, some moving parts. Up until now, I've always done what I thought was right. But what exactly that is changes with the spirit of the age. In the end, though, I know I'll make this country a brighter place. That's something I truly believe. Ah, is that so? Later!
Sorry to interrupt. I was so worried about my brother. I had to come. I haven't seen anyone coming or going. That means he is still in there. I heard the plan was to swoosh right in, whatever that entails. Are you all set? That's great. I shall pray for your safe return. Have you spoken to my husband? Genzui is liable to rush in there by himself at the last moment. If we wait too long, the sentence will be carried out, and all will be in vain. Please, do all you can to save my brother.
All right, let's get swooshing. Look at me! I flew like a bird! That was smooth.
Shoin Yoshida? The new arrival? He was here, but they took him off somewhere. It seems the guards had it in for him.
If I could just swipe that key, I could let myself out. But the guards won't budge from where they're stationed. What's that? Oh, they're in a building on the other side of the grounds.
Ready? Watch out!
Impressive. Impressive.
Thought so.
Don't rush. Take your time. Thanks for your patronage.
Oi, you! How did you get in here? What the hell are you doing? Well, it looks like I've got a fight on my hands! It's not over. I'm just getting started! Damn it! I'll beat you to a pulp!
Hey! You're not looking so good!
What the hell are you?
You don't look like a god. Ah, if it isn't Ryoma. I expect you have risked your life to be here, but I am afraid you must leave. What's that? You mean Fumi's here? It matters not. I cannot leave this place. I have done nothing wrong, you see. Were I to escape, it would be an admission of my guilt.
Please, Master Shoin. Japan is changing. But we need you to show us what new form it should take.
Listen to me, Ryoma. It is you who will build this nation, who will define its form for future generations. Listen to your heart. Walk the righteous path. You are capable of greatness. I have every faith that you will succeed. The people must rise and demand revolution. How else can change endure? It is within any individual's power to envision our future and shape it. All they need do is discover their purpose, and my death just might help them decide. Do you see now? Death is my final task. But I have one request. Give this to Fumi. My vision for the fate of our nation. The future as I see it. May it be of service as you build a new Japan. Thank you. I am counting on you. If only we had met in a different place and time.
So my brother refused to leave his cell. I had a feeling he might have decided to sacrifice himself. It is very like him. About me? Even when imprisoned, he worries for others. This is my brother's last will and testament. I must give it to Katsura without delay. He will broadcast these words far and wide. I have no doubt. Ah, yes. I brought a fresh kimono for my brother. Please take it as a token of my gratitude.
Right. Let's part ways for now. We'll hold off any guards who try to give chase. We'll regroup in the Sakura Inn. Look after Fumi. You hear?
I must take my brother's letter to the Sakura Inn.
There's no escape. Prepare yourself.
I must must not let this letter be stolen.
Veiled edge from the black ships. Clearly you're lucky. But your luck's about to run out. Pause will begin. You will not interfere. Or else I'll have her head next to her brother's. Let your friends know what I said. You think you can handle that?
What kept you? We've been waiting for ages.
Damn it! Curse those Shogunate dogs! You were supposed to protect her!
It seems a plan to split up and avoid attention has backfired.
If they'd wanted to kill you, they would have. But here you are. Did they say anything? He expects us to believe that? He's just trying to scare us off.
Master Shoin is being transported to the execution grounds in Edo. Most likely Fumi will be in Edo too.
We won't achieve anything standing around here. We must go to Edo without delay.
What are you going to do? Honestly, I'd really like if you were to join us in Edo. What do you think? Good to hear. Let's do this.
On your feet! You're up next. Thank you.
Move! Out of the way!
Your time has come. Rise as one. Master Sword!
Hey! You saw it too, right? He stayed true to himself. Right to the bitter end. He was ready for his fate, faced it head on. We could stand to be more like him. This is not time to sit around weeping. Katsura, Shinsaku, Genzui. His actions have inspired them all, and many more besides. By dying, Master Shoin passed something on to us. What exactly that is, well, I can't say for sure. All I know is that I have to do all I can to forge a new Japan. Now, let's go and join Katsura and the others. Seems they're lying low in the remains of Saihoji Temple.
We'll have to be careful. Edo is the Shogunate's stronghold. The Red Demon has eyes everywhere, so we can't move in plain sight. Katsura and the others will have a hard time searching for Fumi. There's little enough to go by without the added hindrance. With Master Shoin gone, this might spell the end for them. Truth be told, I was counting on Master Shoin to be here. I thought that with him, our country really stood a chance. But now I see that leaving my fate in someone else's hands is foolish. My future begins and ends with me. Your time has come. Rise as one. I will take Master Shoin's last words with me as long as I live. What a terrible sight. So many struck down by cholera. It saddens me to see Edo this way. It's a mere shadow of the bright and bustling place I once knew. We can't leave things as they are. Something must be done. Saihoji Temple is a secret meeting place for Choshu retainers. A special signal is required to enter. I'll teach it to you. Watch. This way!
Hold. Those entering the temple must perform the special signal.
Remember what I just taught you. Give it a go. Come on.
Very well. You may pass.
Ah, the rain's finally let up. They say no rain lasts forever, you know. I'm guessing by that look on your face that you haven't found Fumi yet.
Pardon me.
Taka.
Fumi! You're alive!
Yes. Taka helped me escape.
Now there's nothing to hold us back. But I'm not sure I understand.
I'm sure there is much you wish to know. But please, save your questions. There is news of great import I must convey to you at once. An uprising by the Satsuma clan is imminent. Should you join forces with them and succeed, you will surely be able to clip the shogunate's wings. Perhaps ending this purge once and for all.
You're right. We need to be a part of this. The Satsuma clan is every bit as powerful as the Choshu. This is a godsend.
Hardly. The Satsuma are obsessed with all things Western. They cannot be trusted. Joining forces with them is folly.
Listen to me, Genzui. I want you to decide. As Master Shoin's favorite student, it is you who is heir to his vision. I vow to help you in any way that I can.
Your time has come. Rise as one. Master, I will listen to my heart and walk the path we believed in. Let us join the Satsuma. To correct Japan's course, we must put our petty differences aside and embrace what we share. What say you? Do I have your support?
Please come and see me later in Yoshiwara. I wish to speak to you alone.
What can I do for you? Ah, how lovely. Go ahead. We were close since we were little. I can't remember us ever arguing or fighting. Among my 6 brothers and sisters, he was the one who looked out for me the most. My sisters and their husbands were also good to us, though. When I think on it, I'm truly blessed for siblings. All right. I will be going now.
Hey! The Testament of the Soul Master Shoin left us is back in our hands. You should give it a read. Master Shoin's last words, the one he entrusted you with. I think he hoped that, even if his body should perish, his spirit would remain forever in his homeland. Everything we stand for began with Master Shoin. You might find reading his testament useful for reflecting on all that's happened. Eventually, I'll have a manuscript made so his words can reach even more people. The power of a message relies on it being conveyed, after all.
Do have a browse.
Ah, so you have come. Now, it is time I told you the truth. Before we can go further, I'm afraid there is something I must yet ask of you. Would you hear me out? Thank you. You do me a great kindness. I'll return to my chambers for now. Please come back. I'll be waiting. I have noticed recently that a number of sick geishas seem to have disappeared. I decided to look into the matter and have just learned about a place where a certain geisha is being treated. I would be reassured if she were being seen by a physician, but I have yet to see any evidence of one. That's not all. Everyone seems to be turning a blind eye to what's happening. Something just doesn't feel right. Please, would you be so kind as to check on this geisha? As for me, I'll ask around to see if I can learn more. Oh, thank you. If you act like a regular patron, I'm sure you can approach the room without drawing suspicion. I wish you the best of luck.
If you want to blame someone, blame the government for doing nothing. Who's there? How did you get in here? We are in the middle of treatment. Get out! Our geisha are our pride, but if they can't bring in the business, they're simply dead weight. Dead weight we don't have the capacity to support through recovery. And now you've witnessed this. I have no choice. Men, put this wretch out of their misery! Don't think you can leave alive! Hurry up and help, you lot!
Did you help me? I'm too sick to warrant your aid. My body hurts all over. My once beautiful skin is... If I can't earn my keep, there is no place for me in Yoshiwara. My only choice is to disappear. What else can I do? Either way, it won't be long till I'm found and silenced. The one who sent you? That's kind, but I won't hold my breath. You saw the girl, I take it. Was she all right? I see. Then I must go see her as soon as I can. As for the results of my investigation, I have come to learn the full scope of the matter. The girls who disappeared were killed somewhere underground, and their bodies buried at Saihoji Temple. We must tell the girls that this is no longer happening. Perhaps that will bring their souls some semblance of peace. I can only hope that they will rest easier now. They're saying a shogunate official was killing off the sick, and that he combed the pleasure district looking for his next victims. The rumor makes sense. There's frustration with how the shogunate is handling the epidemic. It goes to show how unhappy the people really are. Indeed. I hope the day will come when those hiding in the shadows will be as free as those living in the light. I spoke to the head of the Yoshiwara about the man behind all this. But the pleasure district does not have enough resources, so I would wager it is still business as usual for him. The culprit goes unpunished, while you and I remain bound by virtue. Such is the way of the world we live in. Yes, this is all one of my station can do. I suppose these women felt the same way I do. They too long to be free. When we first met, I thought your life seemed so unfettered. But the truth is, you, too, are bound by your past. We both go through life concealing the ties that bind us. We may be very different, yet in many ways we are alike. Remember when I asked you to take those photographs for me? It feels like we've grown so much closer since then. They say a camera's true purpose is to preserve one's memories. I never really thought of it that way back in the pleasure district. Why don't we take another photograph right now? That way, we'll never forget this moment. I hope you do this moment justice. I must admit, my heart races being on this side of the lens. I hope you will hold on to that photograph. That way, I can always be with you.